It is a grim New Year's morning here to begin 2025.
The guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade, and there were just bodies.
This area of Altadena has become a wasteland. This is like a hurricane in the middle of a brush fire.
I never thought I would live through something like this.
Crash, this is Alert 3.
An American Airlines regional jet colliding with an Army Black Hawk helicopter.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes. This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear. The golden age of America begins right now.
Just hours into his new term, President Trump delivering on some of the dramatic changes he promised.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
All right, so here I am today at the Hertz Lyft Express. This is where you pick up the cars for if you're going to rent through Lyft. And I just now got my car. Now I got some, I guess, good news and bad news. The bad news is that Lyft they don't do Teslas. That might be good news because, you know, we all hate Elon Musk. But I really love the Tesla Model 3. And what they have here, if you want an EV, is that they got these little Chevy Bolts. So this is what I got. And I can tell you I'm not gonna like it. I mean, but I'll try it. I know it's gonna be a lot tighter fit for me to fit in the car. So far, I'm getting more used to this car. You know, it's not a bad little car. It's actually nice. I actually like it better than the Polestar 2. I still don't like it better than the Tesla Model 3.
The Eagles getting redemption.
We love the city. Go Birds!
This was more about the messages that Kendrick wanted to send rather than having a mass appeal music moment.
Music's biggest night was all about Beyonce.
We're here today because an unelected billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government.
We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face and we will match their energy. That's right. With unprecedented organizing, mobilizing, agitating, we will see you in the courts, in Congress. Elon Musk wants power to say to your mom's doctor, you're not doing it the way I would.
so the doctor doesn't get paid. Elon Musk wants the power to decide whether or not every road repair in America goes forward.
Do you want Elon Musk controlling your parents' Social Security checks? Do you want Elon Musk controlling the flow of money to the red states or the blue states?
Our plane crashed.
Miraculously, officials say that all passengers and crew are accounted for.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
That contentious meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Zelensky unraveling in the Oval Office.
I'm 64 years old, and I'm starting a new career. Yikes. I think that's what I'm going to do it. And what that means is that, well, today I had this little interview process to start a new job driving one of these. Let's go this way. Driving, can you see it? What are those?
I'm already knowing that shit cool though, man. I don't got no real cool shit.
I'm in the cab. I'm doing the cab thing. I'm cab driving. Yep. This is me. This is me cab driving. In case you didn't know. With my collared shirt.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
The astronauts, known around the world as Butch and Sonny, finally back home.
All right, so here I am at the bus stop, and I have now joined the ranks of the homeless. This morning I was doing my live stream, and all of a sudden there's a loud knock at the door. I go to answer it, and it's a Las Vegas Metro police officer saying, "You got 5 minutes, get your shit, clock's running." So I barely had time to put on some shoes. I put on some pants and filled this bag with some stuff. And
So you know what they say.
it's I'll explain the story, I guess, if you guys want to hear the story of how Trucker John became homeless. Here I am, I'm on the streets. And it's kind of a long story, it's kind of embarrassing. This is where I'm going to be living for at least the next week, I guess. Okay, so yeah, the key seems to be working. And here's the place. Comes furnished. See, I don't even have my bedding with me.
A dangerous and deadly outbreak of tornadoes ripped through 11 states.
You put your life into a place and it's destroyed in just a matter of minutes.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
President Trump today taking aim at friends and foes, announcing sweeping new reciprocal tariffs.
Chicken jockey.
The Minecraft movie pulling in at nearly $163 million on opening weekend.
The S&P 500 plunging 10% in 2 days.
From the newly opened Costa Vida, fast food, fresh Mexican grill. That's where I'll try to do a live stream from.
Pope Francis has died.
A new pope has been elected on the second day of the conclave. And there he is, Pope Leo.
Did you think you would see an American pope in your lifetime?
No, absolutely not.
What was I thinking? It's coming down. It's raining on me right now. I thought we were done with the rain. I think this is it. Look at there. That is it. See that car? Right now. Wait, stop. Oh, it passed me by. Where's it going? I hope it doesn't just crash into the wall. It just passed me by. That's my car. There it goes around the corner. So anyhow, this is the Kia Niro. I've been driving these with this Vey app. So it's kind of cool. It's given me an opportunity to see what another EV is like. And I actually really like it. This would be something I would consider maybe buying or leasing if I, could do it.
Elon Musk is saying goodbye to Washington.
Elon is my friend, and he's done a fantastic job. I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
The blowing up bromance.
I'm not thinking about Elon. I just wish him well.
Israel launching what it's calling a preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear program.
Air raid sirens sounding in Israel as the Iron Dome appears to intercept new strikes from Iran.
We begin tonight with growing tensions over mass deportations in Los Angeles.
We will liberate Los Angeles.
Hundreds of National Guard troops now on the ground.
Happy birthday, soldiers. We're proud of you. And happy birthday, Mr. President.
Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets across the country for so-called No Kings demonstrations.
All right, here's my dumpster find, even though it was never in a dumpster. It's been cleaning it with this cleaner plus bleach. It seems to be okay. It hasn't, I don't think there's any harm in it. When, I've been going over it a few times with this, wiping it down. Here's my table, by the way. Here's my free table. And I use that. I put my coffee machine there. I've got some photos, family photos there from Father's Day. And so look at there, I'm all set.
We looked outside and we just saw like an ocean out there.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
So many people were in their beds, fast asleep, when the floodwaters began to rapidly rise.
It didn't look like Camp Mystic anymore.
Sean Diddy Combs sinking to his knees in the courtroom.
The jury finding him not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking.
All right, I just came out of the leasing office there and signed all of my big lease agreement here. And here's the place. This is it. Now over there, back that way, is the kitchen. There's the bathroom. And here, I don't know if you would call this, well, what's this closet? Storage closet. I mean, if you want to call it a pantry, you can call it a pantry, or I'd probably use it for other things, towels and such.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. Family and friends. Thank you. Family and friends, it is my great joy to introduce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Edwardson.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's widely followed fairy tale is entering its next chapter.
I'm just struck by that shot of Vladimir Putin in the backseat of the vehicle of the Beast alongside Donald Trump smiling and laughing.
Thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war.
The world's top food security watchdog declaring a famine in Gaza's largest city.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time, and these came out of Venezuela. We took it out.
Shots were fired at an event with the conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
After a manhunt that lasted just 33 hours, police say they've caught the suspect who assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
I forgive him.
Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely.
When free speech is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that.
That a government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American.
Day 1 into a partial federal government shutdown. Day 15.
Day 26.
Yo, check the mic. 1, 2. This ain't no stew. Affordable Care Act. Yeah, I see right through you.
Melissa's going to track across Jamaica. We're talking about catastrophic winds and flooding.
But we are still experiencing those strong tropical force storm winds.
Don't have anything, everything washed out. We don't have any clothes for the baby. Everything gone, roof gone, hose gone.
After 738 days, 20 Israelis are finally back home.
This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
Year to date, the S&P 500 is still up over 12%.
Yes! 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 Ooh, the Dodgers won! The Dodgers won! Yes! Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo! Dodgers won the World Series! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, Clayton, yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my God! Oh my God, that was the most amazing World Series ever. Dodgers!
Angelinos basking in the glory of back-to-back World Series titles.
I'm ready to get another ring.
Welcome to NBC's special coverage of election night. This is a big night for Democrats.
I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor.
You're the only friend I ever had.
And I've had so many friends.
And
Yes,
then
amen.
turn into Wicked Witch.
After 43 days, the government shutdown is now officially over.
A suspect opened fire on National Guard troops near a busy metro station.
It is a showdown worthy of a Hollywood thriller just when it looked like Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers for a whopping $83 billion. Paramount Skydance attempting a hostile takeover.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela.
An elite Coast Guard team rappelling out of helicopters onto the deck of an oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast.
We are coming on the air with breaking news, a shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island.
We are coming on the air with that horrific Hanukkah attack overseas. 15 people dead, killed by a father and son targeting Jewish people.
There is still very much the shock at the sudden loss of both Reiner and his wife, Michelle.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack.
Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve morning. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy New Year's Eve morning. I think this thing's on. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. We're gonna do this annoying thing. This thing's on. All right, I guess we're on. Hello, everyone. Wow. We got 26 watching, only 19 thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up if you would. I'm not able to go up to the beginning of the chat now for some reason, but I did see Jolie was first, Paul Burrows, and Sandy. I think we're the top 3 in the chat. Thanks for guys. That intro was so long that I pretty much finished my coffee. There's a few sips left. Good, but I guess show's over. I don't know what else to talk about. I think that intro kind of covered the whole year. That it covered everything, pretty much. How is your guys' last day of 2025 doing? This is the last day of 2025 already. Boy, in a way, it seems like it goes so fast, but then in a way, it seems like a long time ago. Just watching that little the intro, the little year in review. Some of that stuff, it seems like it was forever ago. Like even me getting evicted or getting the VA car, starting as a cab driver. It kind of seems like a long time ago, but it was only 10, 11 months ago or whatever. So time flies, but it also seems like a long time. It's really weird how time is. But so yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Maybe we can just talk about the year, or we can talk about whatever you want. This is open forum. This is how we do it. I just roll with the punches. I got Fancy's here. Michael McAndrews is here. Hello, Michael. Fancy's in the chat. Nick Rich is here. Hey, Nick, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in to the Driver's Lounge on this last day of 2025. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me on this as we're going to be bringing in the new year. I'll be driving tonight. We get an extra $10 surcharge starting at 6 p.m. tonight. I believe it was 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. So it might be a decent night money-wise for cabbies. We get extra $10 for each ride, and that adds up. That really does add up, and because they did sort of the same thing during Formula One. I think it was $15, and I remember having a pretty good night that night. So maybe the New Year's will if I have a good night financially tonight, it'll be a sign of things to come for 2026. Hopefully, right? We're always hopeful. That's the thing about New Year's and New Year's Eve, the end of the year, going into the new year. I think we're always hopeful that the next year will be better, no matter how good or bad the previous year was. I think we're always hopeful that things will get better for us in the next year. Paul Burrows has got 5 days of rain coming to St. Marie's, Idaho, getting web feet. Yeah, Paul. Hey, man. Batten down the hatches. Batten down the hatches and try to stay as warm and dry as you can. Paul Burrow's got to go find a reasonable roofer to fix my roof from the last storm. Oh, wow. Hopefully, maybe in the meantime, you can throw a tarp up there or something. Get a tarp and weigh it down. So with old tires, I've seen people do that so that the thing don't blow away. Maybe that'll help in the meantime until the roofer can get out there. Let's see who else we got here. We got Josh C's. Always good to see Josh C's in the old Driver's Lounge. And I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling on down. I see everyone in here saying hello to everybody, which is great. Petrazi 1920. Hey, Petrazi, good to see you. Tim Farrell, the Farrell one's here. Hey, Tim, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. And a Happy New Year. And a Happy New Year. Nola Carnes is here. Hey, Nola. Happy New Year to you as well. And Sandy Foltz is here. I think I said hello already, but hello again, just in case. Scrolling on down. Kevin Hawthorne. I thought it was Kevin in Hawthorne, but no, Kevin Hawthorne. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Hello, Kevin. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you for stopping on in. Not sure if I've seen you before, so welcome and Happy New Year. Happy New Year morning's Eve. Wait, no. Happy New Year's Eve morning. Isn't morning's Eve something else? I think that's something else. I think that's a feminine thing or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up now. It's funny. I guess we're okay. I'm just looking at the screen. Is everything centered okay? I think everything's centered okay. Petrazi, what a year! What a year! Yep. Oh, what a year! DPD for Day 44 is here. Hello, DPD. Thanks for coming on in, and Happy New Year's Eve morning to you as well. It's still morning where I'm at. We still got 28 minutes of morning, so. But wherever you might be, afternoon, evening, good New Year's, whatever it is to you. if you celebrate, I guess we're supposed to say that too. I don't know. I'm just scrolling on down, and everyone's. Victor Harshman's here. Hey, Victor, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Thanks for popping on in. Aaron West is here. Jolie was here. I believe Jolie's still here. So I believe we're still at. Are we at? Let me know. Are we at full mod capacity? Full mod capacity. Full mod capacity. Okay, I'm scrolling. We're scrolling. Scrolling on down. I'm scrolling on down to the bottom of the chat. Nola Karn says that in China and Australia, it's already their New Year. So Happy New Year to all. Or at least all the people in China and Australia. Wow, it's fancy. $2 super chat. Yippee. Thank you so much. And Happy New Year. And the thumbs up and a heart. And wow, it's fancy says Happy New Year's Eve. Right back at you, Fancy. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And thanks for being here and hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bob LeBlanc. Bob LeBlanc is here. 2025. 2025. I guess it's a candle. I guess it's like, because it's ending. I don't know. Like how you put candles out for something that's dying or dead. I guess 2025 is almost dead. It's on its last few hours here. We got there's Jolie. So I think we're at full mod capacity. Sandy Foltz with a $2 super chat. Yippee! Thank you, Sandy Foltz. I appreciate you so much. There's a thumbs up and a heart. Thanks for helping support the show. I do appreciate it, and the show appreciates it. Tim Farrell says, this is well done, John. Well, thank you very much. Glad you liked it. I think you saw the intro. Yeah, I see Aaron and Jolie there. Jolie says, just here for a few on my lunch break. So Jolie may have gone back to lunch by now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm probably a ways back here, probably time-wise. So Jolie might be back to work now. At the BMV. At the BMV, we care about thee. Here at the BMV, we care about thee. Jorgen Johansson's here. Hey, Jorgen, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. From Denmark or Sweden or somewhere back there. Jorgen Johansson says, Boston Brian just said it was a good year. Maybe he was being sarcastic. I don't know. But he must have forgot that Gestapo is walking your streets. Soon military will too. But most of all, he must have forgot that Dumbo embarrass you daily to the world. I think Boston Brian is aware of all that. I didn't hear. I was watching Boston Brian. In fact, I still have him on. Well, now Texas Paul came on, but I had Boston Brian on there on my TV, and maybe that was sarcasm. I don't know. Maybe that was sarcasm. DPD says, I love weddings. TJ, your daughter's beautiful. Thank you, DPD. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful wedding. Beautiful day. And I do have a beautiful daughter. And I have a beautiful son, too. Anna Morse says, hello, TJ, fellow loungers. What a year it's been. TJ, thanks for sharing your life with us and bringing our little community together, wishing all healthy and prosperous new year. Thank you, Anamore. Thank you for being here too. You're a big part of the chat, and it's always good seeing you in there and interacting with you. Aaron West says, my boyfriend's daughter is getting married in November. I'm looking forward to it. Wow, November. We'll be almost at our year-end show by then. We'll be getting close to another holiday season at that point. And we will probably, unless their wedding's on like the first Tuesday of the month, we will probably know the results of the 2026 midterm congressional elections by then. And hopefully, fingers crossed, and if any of these recent elections we've been having are any indicator, we should be having a big, huge, gigantic fucking blue tsunami, hopefully. But I don't want to rest on our laurels, or I don't want to get complacent or cocky or take anything for granted, any of that shit. And we just got to remind everyone to fucking vote. Get out there and fucking vote. That's what we got to do. We got to keep our eyes on the prize. And I hope during the year we have some more No Kings events and protests. And I hope we just keep up the pressure, keep up everything. Just keep it up. Take a little blue pill if we have to. I don't know. I don't care. The little blue pill as we go blue, as we vote blue. Noah Carnes, I hope we all have a better 2026. Here. I'll drink to that. Michael McAndrews, $10 super chat. Thank you so much there, Michael McAndrews. Yippee, going out to you. Thanks for supporting the show. Michael says, let's try to have a better year this time around. Yeah, well, we do have things to look forward to, but we also have Donald Trump to deal with, and his whole administration and the party, the Republican Party. So it's not going to be candy canes and butterscotch. I don't know, but we do have some things to look forward to, like those midterm elections, congressional elections. So let's try to find whatever good we can. And then in our own personal lives, just getting that new roof for Paul Burrows or whatever it is, just find some happiness in our little victories that we get along the way, Scrolling down now. I'm scrolling on down, see who else is in the chats. In the chats of the rooms, in the lounges, in the driver's lounge. Comedy Mothership is here. Thank you for being here. It says best intro song in the biz. Thank you, Comedy Mothership. I appreciate that. Nick Rich says, do you think TJ will still be munching on something? Actually, I was eating during the intro, but it was like a 25-minute intro, so I had plenty of time to eat. And I did eat. I made myself a cheese omelet. And the cheese omelet was, how omelets are kind of big, right? So I cut it in half, and I put one half of it like in a sandwich. I made like a sandwich, and then the other half I just ate without bread, and a cup of coffee, which is almost done already. Nick Rich 11:27. I believe I'm what? How many minutes behind am I? Like 20 something minutes behind. 25 minutes. I believe I'm about 25 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. 25 minutes behind. 25 minutes behind Nick Rich. Singing it like that song about the beers on the wall. Jolie with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jolie. Yippee to Jolie. Thank you so much. Thumbs up and a big old heart to you. Jolie says, Happy New Year, TJ, Aaron, and chat. Have fun and stay safe. Much love to you all. Right back at you, Jolie. Have a great new year. Happy New Year to you. And may 2026 bring you all the blessings and the goodness that you deserve because you're a good person. And so happy New Year to you. And thanks for that super chat. Aaron with the thumbs up, meaning I guess was that when I first came in? It's either thumbs up to Jolie or thumbs up to me when I was doing my mic check, or both. Maybe it's both. So I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to get caught up to you, Nick Rich. I'm trying desperately to get caught up. I'm 25 minutes behind. Michael McAndrews got the drive snowblowed and my drug refills so far so good. This end of the year, my back is actually holding out. Be careful with the. I'm glad you're using a snowblower instead of just a shovel, because those shovels, that's pretty hard. So yeah, at least the snowblower is a little bit easier, right? Jolie, got to go. Enjoy the show and have a great night. Thank you very much. So I guess Jolie is off to work. Back to work. Aaron West, I have Dr. Pepper flavored jerky at home. Santa brought it to me. It was in my stocking. Dr. Pepper flavored jerky? I've never heard of such a thing. I hope it was good. I hope it's yummy and delicious. I've never heard of Dr. Pepper flavored anything other than Dr. Pepper. Unapologetical and unfiltered truth is here. Hello, unapologetic and unfiltered truth. Glad to see you. I think I've seen you around. I'm not sure if it's in this chat or maybe in Tara Devlin's chat. Maybe, I don't know. I think I've seen you around. Thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in. And unapologetic and unfiltered truth says Happy New Year, Trucker John. Mods in chat. Right back at you. Fancy says the rain is starting here now. Yeah, I heard that there's about, I think, Paul Burrow's talking about storms up there. I think SoCal has got about 8 days of rain. I think they said they have about 8 days of rain coming, I believe. That means that we eventually, some of that will come up here probably. I don't know if we're going to get 8 days, but we might get, it just depends on what direction those storm fronts, go. But we will probably get some of that here in Vegas at some point. Uh-oh, Aaron says that the heat isn't working in the house. Had to turn on the fireplace. Yeah, that sucks when especially in the dead of winter. DPD says we should also extend grace and compassion to the Kennedy family. Titina Schlossberg passed away yesterday at the age of 35. She was a mother of 2 young children and a wife. Yeah, it's so sad, and it just makes me think, I don't think there is a Kennedy curse, but I was thinking of the Kennedy curse. I mean, she's 35. To die so young and being a young mother, and it's very sad. So, yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts and prayers and wishes of that sort of whatever emotional healing that they should be blessed with, to get through that loss for the family, for the Kennedy family. Absolutely. Squirrel Girl's here. Hey, Squirrel Girl, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Happy New Year to you. Damon Dog, the big dog, is here. Hey, Damon Dog, Happy New Year to you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you. Everyone says, you're thinking of Summer's Eve. Yeah, okay. All right. Whew, okay. Maybe they should make another one called Morning's Eve. I don't know. For that time in the morning. I'm going to shut up now. At least on that subject. Oh, Aaron says we are not at full capacity. Yeah, Jolie went bye-bye. Jolie went. Yeah, because I was 27 minutes behind or whatever, and so yeah. But when I did that, Jolie was probably already back to work. I think Jolie was at work on a break, lunch break or something. So we're at half mod capacity, and we are still in able hands here. We're still doing good. Company Mothership says my bad. It's December 18th for me. What? What timeline are you on? Are you on an alternate timeline? Nola Carnes with a $5 super sticker. Yippee, Nola Carnes. Thank you so much. Damon Dog. $1.99 super chat. Yippee to Damon Dog. Thank you so much. And you get a thumbs up there and a heart. Now, I believe... Oh, yeah, we made the goal. Thank you so much. We made the goal, guys. Yippee to making a goal. We made it at record time, I think. I even set the timer out to 3 hours today because yesterday I had it at 2 hours and then we didn't... And then we didn't make the goal during that 2 hours, but then we ended up making the goal because the show went longer. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just set the goal. Maybe I'll set the timer at 3 hours. And you guys ended up doing it in like a half an hour. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy New Year. And here's Petrazi, just for good measure, with a $20 super chat. Yippee, Petrazi. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. There's your thumbs up. There's your heart. Happy New Year, John. Well, Happy New Year back to you. Right back at you. Petrazi 1920. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great New Year. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve and a great New Year, a great 2026. I had Panda Express the other day, and they give you the fortune cookie, and my fortune cookie said, I believe words to the effect of, you will be going to many different countries or something like that. And I just thought, my first thought was, oh, I'm going to be traveling all over the place. And then I thought of Adam the Woo, and that's what Adam the Woo was doing. He was traveling all over the place. And then he died. So maybe I don't want to travel all over the place. I don't know. That might not be such a good thing. Although I wouldn't go at the pace that Adam was on this past couple of years, especially last year. His traveling, I don't know. Adam the Woo, for those of you that don't know, he was another creator, YouTube creator, very, very well known, very popular, but also a lot of people have never heard of him. So it's kind of weird how YouTube is. But he was doing travel videos where he was just traveling all over the world, and they were really fantastic. But he was at a very, very his travel schedule was very hectic. I don't know if it was hectic, but he was just getting a lot of air miles in. And if I did that at my age and everything, I would definitely not go at the pace that he was going. He was going everywhere, like every other week. He was in Europe, he was in South America, he was in Asia, plus doing stuff in the States here, and died at age 51, apparently just in his sleep. I don't know. Cause of death has not been released yet, but or they haven't got it yet. But man, Adam the Woo. Just out of the blue, Adam the Woo passed away in his sleep. Let's see here. David Dog says Elon will know 5 hours before it's called. The results of the 2026 midterm election. Yeah, Aaron says, thanks everyone for making the goal so early in the show. Yeah, that was awesome. You guys are awesome. See, I didn't need to give you that extra hour. Hey, Robert Perez from down San Diego way. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Robert says, Happy New Year to Trucker John and all the trucklers from soggy San Diego. Yes, SoCal is getting rained on. And like I said, we will probably get some of that rain coming up at some point. We'll probably get some of that. Nick Rich says not only is it the end of the year, but it's also hump day. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. It's a twofer. It's a twofer. Yesterday was Taco Tuesday, and yes, I did get tacos. I got some tacos. I was so lazy, I didn't feel like walking, so I DoorDashed. I DoorDashed me some tacos, and it wasn't from Del Taco. It was from another place, just another taco, Mexican restaurant here, and they were pretty good. They were pretty damn good tacos. Maybe not as good as Casa del Sabor, but they were pretty damn good. Definitely better than Del Taco, I think. So, let's see here. Sandy Folds, check your stickers. I did, but so, yeah, I already did. So there is a delay here because I'm 20 minutes behind or whatever. But we do have Squirrel Girl with a $20 super chat. Yippee, Squirrel Girl! Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. There's a thumbs up and a heart for you. Thank you, Squirrel Girl. I appreciate that. That's a nice super chat. Squirrel Girl says, "Happy New Year. May this be a better year for all." Absolutely. We gotta survive this year. We gotta survive. If we can survive till November, make November a time to remember, and have the biggest, bluest Bluenami we've ever seen. Josh C says, "I'm getting a used 4Runner on Friday, so I guess that's something I can look forward to next year." Well, nice. 4Runners are nice. Toyota 4Runner. So yeah, enjoy it. It's should be a good vehicle for you. Yeah, Damon Dog scrolling. Keep them doggies scrolling. Rawhide. Just rope 'em, tie 'em, brand 'em. Don't try to understand 'em. I know that song more from the Blues Brothers than from the show Rawhide, I think. Robert Perez says, "What a wacky year it's been, and I'm afraid 2026 is going to get worse." Yeah, I mean, like I said, we just gotta maybe just go into survival mode. Let's keep active. Let's keep doing things like no kings. Peacefully protesting. Let's keep banging those pots and pans and chasing out ICE from their hotels. Let's just keep on it. Let's keep vigilant. Yeah, Sandy Folds 240. So now I'm 15 minutes behind you, Sandy. I'm 15 minutes behind you, Sandy. 15 minutes behind. Yeah. So there. Nick Rich says, "Not just me." I'm not sure what that was about. I think that's mid-thread. I'm mid-thread on that. I don't know. Yeah, David Dog says, "That's cool, Josh. 4Runners are great vehicles." Yeah, I think they're. You know me. I really sing the praises of Toyota. I think Toyota makes really great, dependable, reliable vehicles that you're gonna. And even though this is used, there's probably still lots of good miles left on that vehicle. And the 4Runners are nice little like SUVs and stuff. So, I think you'll enjoy the car. I got Texas Paul. Can you guys hear it? I've got the volume on 1. They always say you should, if you want to help a channel, and you've got it just playing like in the background, but you're not listening to it necessarily because you're doing other things, that you should not put it to zero, the volume on 0. You should at least keep it on 1. That's what I heard. So I was trying to. So as I have things playing, and if it's Boston Brian or Texas Paul or House Sparks, I always try to keep the volume at 1. But then even that, sometimes I can hear it, but I guess it doesn't pick up on the mic. This mic has pretty good, I guess, noise canceling stuff. Yeah, DPD 5844 says, "Congrats to Renee Hardman, who has won the Senate seat in the state of Iowa. She is the first African-American woman to hold the seat." Wow. Thank you, Iowa, for understanding the assignment. Bravo. Yeah, and she won, and she's a Democrat in Iowa. She won by quite convincingly, big numbers. I think just another indicator of the Blunami we're going to have in November. I really, really hope that's true. Sandy Folt says Stephon Diggs used to play, used to be a player on the Bills. He's now on the Eagles. He's in trouble with the law. He's in trouble with the law. I haven't heard about I haven't heard about that, but that's what he gets for leaving the Bills, isn't it? He should have stayed in Buffalo. Nick Rich, they bet on everything in Vegas. Do they bet on the weather too? I don't know. I don't bet, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know. I'm not really a gambler, so I don't know. I don't know, but I've been told. I've been told it ain't good to get old. I don't know, but I've been told. Don't spend your life looking for a little toad. Just gonna die gray and old. That's what I've been told. Robert Perez, Panda Express gives me heartburn like a son of a biscuit. Well, what are you eating? I usually get a plate. So for my 2 entrees, I do the half and half noodles, half fried rice. I usually get orange chicken, and then my other main entree, whatever is looking good. The last time I went there, I skipped the orange chicken. This time I got, because there was something that looked good, and I can't remember what it was. It was some sort of steak tip thing. It looked good. It was pretty good. It had in these vegetables and stuff. And then I usually, one of the things I really like is the teriyaki chicken, because it's like big chunks of chicken, and I like chicken, and so I had that. And then that's it. I don't usually get anything else like spring roll or whatever, but sometimes I do, but usually not. And no heartburn reported. No heartburn. I just put some teriyaki sauce on the chicken, and I put some soy sauce on the rice and the noodles, and the steak thingy, I guess. And it's just soy sauce and the teriyaki sauce. I didn't have any like hot, spicy stuff, so no heartburn for me. Michael McAndrews, I'm interested in trading my truck for a Toyota. Well, there you go. I think that would. I forget. Was your truck a Dodge or something? That if you're driving a Dodge, I would definitely. Toyotas, I think, is definitely better. Now, if you have a good Ford or a good Chevy, those are usually pretty good trucks. But the Toyota, I think, is almost a pretty good bet. You're gonna get good value for your money, I think. But it is still kind of a crapshoot. You just never know. David Dog, I only paid $3,000 for that Jeep Patriot, so I knew I'd have to put some money in it. Anna Moore says, "YS Fancy, I have a 2019 Toyota RAV4, no issues." I love the RAV4s, man. That's what I drive at work in the cab job, my cab driving job. I love these RAV4s. If I had the money, I would get one. I would get a RAV4, man. I really love them. I think they're great. They are absolutely great. I love them. DPD5844 says, if you could, TJ, what are your top 8 countries you would like or love to visit? I don't know. Well, and you should really consider traveling, TJ. They have inexpensive trips abroad. Yeah, I would like to do some traveling. I don't know if I have a top 8. I'm just going to think of ones off the top of my head. I mean, I definitely would like to do a European tour and go through, like Adam the Woo. His last trip was like in Italy, and I just watched some videos of him going and seeing the Roman Colosseum and all that. I would love to go to like Rome. I would love to go to Paris. Definitely London. In England. I'd like to see Ireland. Belfast. Go see Belfast Bob. You know, I guess around getting back over to this side there. You know, go through Germany and Switzerland and all that stuff. I'd love to see those places. Over in Asia, I would love to see South Korea. Go see the DMZ and see South Korea. I'd love to see Tokyo, Japan. Definitely. Maybe someday get down to somewhere in Australia. I guess Sydney. You know, that's like the main thing. I guess. Maybe make a stop in Thailand. I don't know. Because I've been thinking about retiring there. I got my money. If I could move to Thailand and off my Social Security, I could live like a king. They say. But just for visiting, South America, I'd love to see. I've heard that there's places in, like Argentina, like Brazil, Rio and all that stuff. I should make a stop somewhere in South America. My ex-wife made some trips to Africa, and she said that was absolutely amazing. So there might be something in Africa. Go see some of the wildlife and go on some of those tours where you can go see lions and stuff. That might be kind of cool. As far as cities, I don't know. I'm not sure about all the cities, but I don't know if I'd want to go to the Middle East. I'm not a big fan of the Middle East. I'm not really super religious, so I don't really care about seeing Israel and all that shit. Although it might be interesting to see the Holy Land, I guess. Russia, fuck Russia, fuck Russia. Maybe go to Ukraine and say hi to Philip Hitler. Go to is he in Kiev? Hopefully not get bombed on. And I hear that Macedonia is beautiful. I mean, not Macedonia. I heard Macedonia is beautiful too, but I heard that Ukraine is beautiful. Maybe not now during the war. Maybe wait till the war is over. The Mediterranean areas might be nice. Greece. I know I'm saying countries instead of cities, but whatever. Some of those places might be nice. So yeah, I'm not really ranking them or anything like that, but there's lots of places I'd like to go and see firsthand and make videos about them and share it with you guys. Victor Harshman says, I'm a Volkswagen nerd, and I always recommend Honda or Toyota for sure. Just stay away from turbocharged engines. Yeah, I mean, the only turbocharged, I think, engine I've ever been associated with is, it's kind of funny. My ex-wife and then my future, the baby mama, two different people, if I'm not explaining it right. They both had, now these are Dodges or Chryslers. Okay, they're granted, which are, I think, probably out of all the major auto manufacturers, I think Dodge and Chrysler, for the most part, is probably the worst auto manufacturer. Like I wouldn't mind getting a challenge. I like the Challengers, the new even the old classic Dodge Chargers and the Challengers, and I like those. But as far as like their main kind of cars, they're kind of shitty. And they had both of these women had the Chrysler LeBaron convertibles. Isn't it funny? One had a black one and one had a white one. Now these are two different times of my life, right? Not simultaneously, but they both had the Chrysler LeBaron four banger with a turbocharger. Those are the four bangers. I don't think are made to have turbochargers, but they stuck turbochargers on them. The Chrysler did to try to get a little more power out of that four banger. I don't know. Both of them, the turbochargers went out on both of those cars, both of those vehicles, and at different times. These are separated and by several years in my life. And so they were just expensive and a hassle, and but in both instances, they ended up trading in those vehicles for little Japanese cars that were much more durable and much more reliable and good for commuting and stuff to work. Anyhow, Luck Dragon says Super Bowl. I don't even know what number we're on, and I can't read Roman numerals at this point. Is that 53? Or I don't even know where we're at. I wish they would just switch to regular numbers at this point. Anyhow, I would rather see LA San Diego? There is no San Diego. South Dakota? I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know where the SD is. I don't know. Mad Max here, Slava Ukraini. Slava Ukraini. Slava Ukraini for show. Fuck Putin, fuck Russia. That's what I like to say. That's my addendum. Fuck you, Putin. It will be a good day when you shuttle off this mortal coil, or whatever the fuck they call it. And you can join Hitler down there in hell, getting a pineapple shoved up your ass every fucking day for eternity. You and Hitler, and then soon to be joined with Trump. There, I said it. I got it out. Yeah, Christina Weibel's here. Christina says she won with 70% of the votes. Yes, and that deserves all caps. That deserves to be in all caps. The gal Hardman in Iowa. In Iowa. Fucking Iowa. They voted not only a Democrat, but a woman. And not only a woman, but an African American woman. And she won by 70% of the fucking votes. People, guys, if that doesn't give us some hope for 2026, then I don't know what will. I don't know what will. It does me. Anyhow. It does me. Oh, is it William's birthday? Because Damon Dog says, hey, birthday boy, William. So happy birthday to William. But thanks for being here, William. I skipped over you. Mr. Spock is here. Live long and prosper, and have a happy new year to you. To you and your chickens. Fancy says the last time I ate at Panda Express, it was awful. I don't think I'll be back. The one over here seems fine. There's one right down the street. I've eaten there about, I don't know, 4 or 5 times since I've moved here. And it seems perfectly fine to me. But I don't have quite the picky palate that some of you guys do, I think. Nick Rich, 12 noon in Vegas. Nick Rich, I'm 10 little minutes. 10 little tiny minutes behind you. I'm only 10 minutes behind you. I'm only 10 minutes behind you. I'm only 10 minutes behind you. DPD 5844. Wait, is that the football player that strangled his wife or girlfriend and is still being permitted to play? My husband was telling about it, although I was halfway asleep. I don't know. I haven't heard about it. If he's guilty of that, then I say arrest him and book him and try him and convict him and sentence him, and let's move on. Elizabeth Fernandez is here. Hey, Happy New Year to Elizabeth says Happy New Year, Trucker John, and Happy New Year right back at you, Elizabeth Fernandez. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Mad Mac, with some terrible news. Says Toyota gives more money to GOP than any car manufacturer. Jesus, Mad Mac, you just had to spoil it, didn't you? No, well, that sucks. I think that sucks. So, I guess if you're buying used, then maybe that's one thing. Maybe we should boycott buying any new Toyotas. How about we do that? We officially, Trucker John channel, Trucker John live stream, all the trucklers right now I'm declaring that we boycott any brand new purchases of Toyotas until they start giving more money to the Democrats. Paul Burrow says there's no good Fords. I don't know. I mean, I think the Mustangs, and I think they put a lot of care into their making their Mustangs. I think the F1 or the Ford trucks usually have pretty good, I think, customer satisfaction. I think so. I don't know, but a lot of people hate Fords, and understandably so. They do have a reputation, but I think Dodge is worse than Ford. So there's that. Overall. Damon Dog, Toyota should pay you royalties for promoting them. Not anymore. I am now boycotting them, at least for new purchases. Damon Dog, or they should send me a RAV4. Yes, for your review on YouTube. If they want to send me a new one, yeah, fine. I'll take it, and I'll still shit talk them about supporting the GOP. Mr. Spock says you should get a junk RAV4, TJ, then glom the different parts you need each night. No. I know you're joking. But I don't even like joking like that because, we're talking about my job, and so I don't even like. I know you're joking, but I don't like joking like that. Robert Perez says if you go to Peru, have your knees ready for a lot of walking up and down steep steps and all the Inca ruins. Yeah, that's the thing. See, that is the thing with my age and my decrepitness. Things like that. It might just be looking at from the bottom and not going up there. Which I guess is a shame because the whole thing about if you're going to see those Inca temples and pyramids and stuff, you want to climb them. But maybe if I just took it really slow, I guess. Slow and easy. Fancy says, I'm staying in the U.S. He has the whole world hating Americans. But I'll just go in and I'll just make up some sort of accent or something, and then they won't even know where I'm from. Except for the people that have to see my passport. But I'll just be the people going, where's this guy from? I don't even recognize that accent. Where the hell is this guy from? But it'll always be like one of those things where maybe they won't ask, but they'll be like, I don't think he's American. So I'll be like, yes, hello, thank you. Some sort of weird, ambiguous kind of accent or something. I don't know. Tim Farrell, I want to see Ukraine before I die. Poland and Georgia, too. Georgia? Just go down to Atlanta, dude. Luck Dragon says, if I had a chance to have dinner with one person, dead or alive tonight, I would choose Sugar John at Morton's Steakhouse. Why? Why not? Absolutely. Let's go have some steak over at steak dinner. Let's go. Morton's is just right here in Vegas. They got one. I would do that. Tim Farrell, I'm on my third Acura. Never a problem. Yeah, I think Hondas are good. They seem to. I don't know if they. No, I was trying to think if they're a little more pricier than Toyota, but they're probably about the same, I guess. Yeah, Hondas are very good. I should talk more about Hondas. How much money are they giving to the GOP? Before I start, raving about Hondas. See, or is Acura? Is that the offshoot of Honda? The offshoot company of Honda? Basically, it's a Honda, though, right? Damon Dog, I've had 3 Acuras, 2 Integras, and an MDS. I love them all. I don't even know what an MDS is. Is that a Mazda? Robert Perez says, have you ever been in a semi-truck or a regular diesel pickup truck when the turbocharger goes out in the truck while driving, Johnny? I don't believe so. I've had a lot of shit go out. I'm trying to think if that ever happened. I'm not sure. I've had the power steering go out in one, and man, oh man, a Chevitz. This isn't just like if this. This is when I was working for this local little mom and pop trucking company and out of Palmdale, and they had these international trucks. They were big rigs. They would buy them at auction. I think they were old like Walmart trucks, but they were full, tractors with the sleeper and everything. And one time I was in freaking Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the power steering went out, and I was getting fuel. I think before that I had felt it felt like it was getting a little bit harder to turn the wheel, and then I was getting fuel at a TA, and then by the time I was done getting fuel and I was pulling out of the fuel bay, I could not turn the fucking steering wheel. I mean, I'm at the time I think I was under 300 pounds, but I was probably 270 pounds or whatever. I had to stand up and grab the wheel on both hands, like on one side of the wheel, and put my whole body weight and everything I had to just try to turn the wheel, just so I could try to get into a parking spot. Just head straight in, not even try to park, just so I could call, and then call the back to Palmdale and tell them, hey, the power steering just went out, and they're like trying to tell me, well, you're just gonna have to drive it like it's the old days. Back in the old days, they didn't have power steering. They're talking about like back in the 50s and shit. And I told them, no, this isn't like just the power steering going out. These fucking rigs aren't like the old trucks from the 50s that didn't have power steering. I've driven old trucks from the 50s that didn't have power steering. Okay, and so I told him, look, I had to stand up out of the seat and put my entire body weight on the steering wheel just to get the wheel to turn like 3 inches, just so I could get out of the fuel bay and try to get into a parking spot. But they're trying to tell me, oh, you just have to, you're just gonna have to be like an old time trucker, and they didn't have power steering. And I'm like, no. I go, this fucking truck is not leaving this lot. I am not able to drive. This truck is unable to be driven anywhere other than maybe I can get it into the garage here at the TA. And so that's eventually, but I had to convince them to get a mechanic out to fix that fucking power steering. These cheap bastards that just wanted me to drive, and if I could have driven it without power steering, I would have. I would do it. I would have gotten it back home to Palmdale, 1,300 miles or whatever it was, 1,100 miles from Albuquerque. Oh yeah, I think it's like 1,300 miles probably to Palmdale. If I could have, I would have. But there was no way in God's green earth. I mean, it took every bit of ounce of strength and body weight I had just to get it out of the goddamn fuel island. And these stupid motherfuckers are trying to say, oh, you just gotta, be like an old time truck driver. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you. Old time truck driver. Fuck off. Anyhow. That's the company that I was doing flatbed, that was hauling flatbed stuff. That's the company that I probably, I don't even know, probably a couple months later, that's the one where I was going around this circular on-ramp on I-40 out in Gallup, New Mexico, where I had a really high load of lumber, of like, not logs, but like big long planks of wood. And that's the one where, and even though I was going really, really slow, I thought, but it wasn't slow enough. I started off at 8 miles an hour. I just gradually was slow, kind of speeding up a little bit. I was at 14 miles an hour. I checked my speedometer because I wanted to make sure that I was just checking my speed. And as soon as I did that, someone was asking about hearing skids. I could hear the wheels skid as that flatbed, the top heaviness of it, it got unstable, and the flatbed trailer started going over. That went over before the tractor did. Like it was it started going over by probably a couple seconds difference. There was a lag time between the trailer going over and my tractor going over, and then that's when I heard the wheels just skidding, and I'm like, in my mind, it's like, why am my wheels skidding? I didn't hit the brake, whatever. And all of a sudden, why do I have no control of the steering wheel? Is because the trailer was tipping over, and then the tractor followed. Yeah, that was the same company that happened. These were two completely unrelated things. Anyhow, I still don't know what MDS is, but I guess that must be a type of the model of a Acura. Damon Dog says, I wish Acura had a truck. Robert Perez says, if I may quote a certain asshole when I say you won't have to worry about voting anymore. Well, you know what? I'm going to operate until it happens. I'm going to operate under the assumption that I'm going to be voting in November. Sandy Folds, TJ, did you block Jen? I put him on a timeout. Maybe the timeout is still in effect. I did whatever the longest timeout there is, and I don't even know what it is. But anyhow, I don't even know why I read that. Shouldn't even read that because I don't really care about. I don't care about talking about that asshole. DPD says, I had a session with my therapist this morning, and for the first time since the orange pedophile poisoned the earth, I'm feeling optimistic. Anna Moore says the Ford trucks give good mileage and good performance. Robert Perez says, Johnny, did you hear about the 49ers fan in Florida shot and killed? I just saw the headlines. I didn't read the story. His wife and shot his daughter in the face, and by the grace of God, the bullet bounced off her nose and came out the top of her head. Wow. I did not read the story. I think it's disgusting. Of course, obviously, that's disgusting that someone would do that. But during that game, was it that game? I think it was during that game, right? The Niners Bears game. During the game, if you guys watched it, if you remember, they played a clip, I believe. It wasn't this guy. This happened after the game, I think, or whatever. But they showed a clip of some guy who was so mad about his team losing, and it showed him like kicking down a door in his house, and they're all laughing, like Troy Aikman and fucking Joe Buck. They're like, "Oh, look at him! He didn't like that his team lost." And when the first thing I thought when they played that was like, they should not be playing that. This is the shit that people who don't like football, who are anti-football and think football is too violent, and think that it promotes violence amongst mainly the male viewers, and that they cite statistics, real actual statistics, especially about football in the Super Bowl, and how domestic violence calls and incidents skyrocket. And they're showing that clip. It was pretty violent. This guy got really mad and angry, and he goes and he kicks his door down in his house. And they're showing that on national football, and they're laughing about it. And my first thought was, you guys are fucking idiots for running that. The producers, the TDs, whoever put that in there, and then those fucking jackals that were laughing about it, you guys are fucking idiots. And then the next day, I see these highlights. I just saw the news highlights or the headlines. This was a completely different person. This wasn't the same person that they showed. Just to be clear, but of a guy who I guess was watching football and got into an argument and killed his wife, shot his daughter. Stupid. Elizabeth Fernandez, welcome to Good Buddy. Yippee! Welcome to being a member. Thank you for getting that membership, Elizabeth Fernandez. I do appreciate you so much. Memberships are a great way to support the show. We've got, 75 or 80 members now. It starts off at $1.99 a month. It really is a great way of supporting the show, keeping us on the air. So thank you, Elizabeth Fernandez. I appreciate you. Yippee! Going out to you. Give you a yippee for that. Thank you so much. Fancy says, I used to want to see the pyramids and also Rome, but not now. And I was speaking hypothetically. I'm not getting into the politics. I'm not getting into they all hate Americans. That was issued to me, I think, as a hypothetical, and I just answered hypothetically, not taking in political atmosphere and all that shit. Okay? So we don't need to get bogged down in they're going to hate you, don't go, blah, blah, blah. I took that as a hypothetical. Nothing more, nothing less. Just to be clear. We don't need to get bogged down in, I wouldn't go because they hate me. I wouldn't go because of this. It was a hypothetical. What was your top 8 countries you would go to or whatever? And I just reeled off all of the places I'd like to see in a hypothetical. In a perfect world where if I feel safe, for all the way around. Okay? So let's we don't need to go in. Yeah, they hate you. That's a whole different issue. Mr. Spock, I put a trail stone in my pocket. I have no idea what that means. Oh, like you saw a stone on the trail and you put it in your pocket. That might be a mid-thread thing because it doesn't make any sense to me. Nick Rich, I walked through Stonehenge in 1975. Nice. That would be cool. That would be a cool thing to see. I'd like to see that. Hypothetically, does England hate us too? I don't know. That is in England, right? Christina Weibel says, my dad and I are having dinner together while staying home. This has been happening for at least 7 years. Longest time in one place for me. Happy New Year. Great. Great to hear. Good to hear that, Christina. Rob Perez says, when the turbos go out, the turbo starts making a whistling sound, and then boom, the cab starts filling up with smoke. Oh, yeah. I've never had anything like that, so. I can just tell you, I've never had that happen. Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. So even with my kind of rambling and talking, I'm still only 11 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. I'm 11 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. Josh Caesar says, my van has overpowered steering. You can steer with your pinky. And believe me, a van or a car is nothing like a modern day big rig. They're not even comparable in terms of what happens when the power steering goes out or whatever. Barbara Nicholas. Hey, Barbara Nicholas. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Says, trucker, my power steering went on one of my old cars. Way worse than non-power steering. And again, it's not even comparable to however difficult your old car power steering was. It's not even comparable to a big rig. Believe me, I've been in regular, passenger vehicles that the power steering went out, and you can still kind of muscle your way to be able to turn the wheel. Not in the big rig. It's like it's not even comparable. It's not even comparable. Mr. Spock, and was it mechanical or human error? Well, Are you talking about the power steering? That was mechanical. The thing about when I tipped over on the freeway, I mean, I guess that was human error. I think I was going just a tad bit too fast, even though I was only going 14 miles an hour. I felt like I was okay with that, but apparently I was not. Robert Perez says Schneider, Swift, and JB Hunt truck drivers were the trucks I watched out for because usually the drivers were fresh out of trucking school and were given a wide berth on the road, and that's a good and that's true. I mean that's a good way to look at it because that's what happened with me with Swift. I was a brand new driver. I went through truck. Swift sent me to truck driving school, and I went there and passed and got my CDL, and then came back home and went to orientation. Spent a few days doing orientation and some other sort of things for the company. Another road test with a trainer and all that kind of stuff, and then I got a truck and I was out on the road, fresh, pretty much out of truck driving school. And I did make mistakes. I mean, I made some mistakes mainly about, and the mistakes I made was usually about turning, how much room you need, how wide you need to make a turn. And I hit a few things. I hit a few signs. I even took out a fuel pump at one place down in fucking, is it El Centro down there in California? At a fuel place, I was getting fuel. It was a really, really super tight, weird thing, that setup they had. It wasn't like a major truck stop. It was a weird thing. But so yeah, right out of truck school, I hit some things and I did some things. And yeah, so Schneider I think is a little better, but definitely I think Swift probably has the worst reputation and probably deservedly so. I think any of those England, maybe not JB Hunt. I think Swift is absolutely the worst, probably, as far as their drivers. They have such a high turnover too that I think I think they have more like newer drivers than they do like veteran drivers. Victor Harshman says I had a CDL for 30 years and drove dump truck and trailer. Had so many close calls for sure. Got so tired of people pulling out in front of me. Yeah, they do that. I had people, I'm climbing a grade for Christ's sakes with nowhere to go. And then people would get around me. I had people throw water bottles at me, like they were full of water because they would hit the truck. They threw stuff at me. Of course, they're flipping me off. I'm like, sorry, if I could get over, I would get over. But I'm doing the best I can here. I'm delivering my shit to your store in your town, probably. So, fuck you, Robert Perez, no, it was the Rams lost the 49ers 2 weeks ago. Was that the guy that shot the wife during that? But anyhow, yeah, I knew that had nothing to do with the Niners Bears game. I was just mentioning that because I saw them play that clip of the guy kicking his door down, and I thought, and then laughing about it, and I just thought, you guys are idiots. This is not something you should be showing. You should not be showing people getting violent, in their homes because their team loses. That is not something you want to promote. Lugdragon. I'm not going to read it. I don't think this person that you're talking about, Lugdragon, is a very good person. He's an asshole. He's triggered me more than once, and it's not. It has nothing to do with. It really has nothing to do with football or sports. It has to do with him lying about what I say. He's a liar. That's why he triggers me. It has nothing to do with football or sports or anything like that. I could give a shit, I don't know why someone just said Don Henley. I don't know. Bill Carter says, I had a girlfriend 50 years ago. Her dad threw TV out second story window over a game. Yeah, we don't need that shit. That's stupid. And we don't need to promote it. The network does not need to promote any of that kind of shit. They're stupid for doing that. I'm just kind of skipping down here in the chat a little bit. I'm skipping on down. Apparently, Luck Dragon is tripping out on something, and Michael is saying, deep breaths, Luck. Yeah, take deep breaths and calm down. DPD says, at this point, I'm not concerned about going to other countries. It's a matter of trying to get back in, because if they would ever see my social media pages as well as my family's, we all would be banned. Yeah, that's true. They're getting back in. And that might be a blessing in disguise if to not be allowed back in. Anna Moore says, TJ, the guy shot his wife after she told her son to run and call 911. He then shot the stepdaughter in the head and survived. He then called his sister to tell her that he was not going to jail. Anyhow, yeah, that's a horrible thing, horrible story. You know, I may have skipped down too much because I think I've caught up. I'm the dog who has caught the tailpipe. I'm pretty much caught up now. Lug Dragon says, okay, Trugger, I trust you. Something sarcasm. No, sarcasm doesn't work online. And I respect that you don't like Jen and he might be from Russia. I never said that he was from Russia. I just think that, I don't even want to talk about it. It's not even worth talking about. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You can like who you want to like, and I can dislike who I want to dislike. Big Hook says, hey, Big Hook, by the way, thanks for being here. I do appreciate you. Big Hook says, CTE makes many ex-NFLers dangerous. OJ was certainly capable. I'm not sure if OJ... I don't think the murders that... I never really heard anyone try to associate that with CTE. But I do know, like Junior Seau and there's been a few other cases where they committed suicide. And there may have been some that maybe shot other people first. I don't know. Did Junior Seau? He didn't shoot he didn't murder his girlfriend, did he? And then shoot himself? Or did he just shoot himself? I don't remember. But certainly there are that CTE thing has affected NFL players, and probably even at other levels of football. It's a real thing, and I think the NFL has finally, starting a few years ago, they finally kind of succumbed to the pressure, the kind of media pressure, or the sort of the outcry from former players, and getting that into social media and making it a thing. So much so that I think Will Smith made a movie about it, right? I wonder if he's got CTE. We saw how he treated Chris Rock, but they are designing new helmets. They are, I think, making some rule changes to try to make the game a little bit safer, at least as far in terms of using your head, to do stuff. at least they're making some sort of an effort, at least. And thanks to, I think it did start with players, and people in the media, and advocates of people that are suffering from these brain injuries, and getting their message out through social media and into mainstream media. That that's what forced the NFL's hand to try to finally do something. They wouldn't do anything if it wasn't for this getting out and being a big story. So, but still, I think they are finally trying to at least address the issue and trying to limit the head injuries as much as possible. I know I played when I played high school and junior college and 4-year college, and I played semi-pro. And on the helmets, we used to get what was called stick marks for all the sticks. And the sticks is like when you tackle or you hit somebody. And my helmets were always, by the end of the season, you couldn't even see the logo. You couldn't see what the helmet even originally looked like. I had so many stick marks on my helmets. And so that you could almost say that each one of those stick marks is like a blow to the head. So, but I don't think I have CTE or anything like that. But, Rob Perez, I want Trucker John to get laid in 2026. Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Nick Rich, a cameo from Cookie before the end of the year. No, we could maybe make that happen. We could make that happen. Lug Dragon, I actually love TJ. Thank you, TJ. I mean, thank you, Lug Dragon. DBD 5844 says, just remember, TJ, the media is state run now, so it's no telling what will be allowed next. They will be promoting the Hunger Games in real time, Technicolor and all. I kid you not. Well, didn't Trump kind of said something like that about these games, and it was he definitely was channeling what was the Donald Sutherland part or not? Donald Sutherland, the White. What was his name? White, whatever. It sounded like something straight out of that. Big Hook, 6 pounds. I think I'm mid-thread. I don't know. 6 pounds what? I don't know. Sandy Fullis, look at OJ Simpson. Yeah, well, we mentioned OJ right off the bat. I mentioned OJ. But I don't. Again, I really don't think that what he did was related to that. I mean, no one ever mentioned that. I don't remember anyone ever, mentioning that. I just think the guy was just a fucking. Turned out to be just a fucking psycho. Robert Perez says scuff marks. Yeah, but we called them stick marks. We called them stick marks. We didn't call them scuff marks. They were scuff marks. But we called them stick marks because that's you're sticking people for getting a good stick in. Big Hook. Rainn Wilson has a great new movie out called Code 3. It's quite good. Highly recommend it. Rainn Wilson, the guy from The Office, right? He's funny. He's good. Was it Dwight? Dwight from The Office? But Press Tough Cookie definitely needs to get laid in 2026. Clear out the crumbs. Luck Dragon says, if you let me follow you around in a cab filming, then I guarantee you I can get you your pick. My pick? Okay. I can get a pick. The Will Smith movie was about the concussion doctor. Yeah, I realized that. So I guess what you're saying is he wouldn't have gotten CTE from playing the doctor. When I made the reference about how he treated Chris Rock. DPD, I don't understand how you can possibly make football safer when you have 10 to 280 or 320 pound men toppling on top of one another. It's like 1,000 freight trains coming at you. Well, yeah, but you can design. The helmets are getting better and better. When I first started playing, my first year in like 1975 or 6, whatever year that was, if you saw like the outside of the helmets look pretty much the same for quite a while. I mean, they're different now, but if you looked inside the helmet, you know what was inside the helmet? Almost like no padding at all. It had these. It just had these like kind of web of these little strings. It was like these strings that you would put on, and then the strings were supposed to provide, I guess, this kind of space between the outside of the helmet and the inside, and I guess it was providing some sort of cushioning or something. But it was just strings. There was no foam padding or anything. The very first helmets that I remember using. I mean, there might have been a little bit of foam padding just to make it fit kind of snug, but the main thing, it was just plastic, and then this sort of web of strings inside the helmet. That was the helmet. That I'm completely sure there's not any place anywhere in the world that would even allow that. That would be completely outlawed. And then the next year we got some that it had these plastic. They were like it kind of had like, I don't know, foam rubber, and then it had these plastic tubes, and you could get a little air pump, and I remember you could pump air into these tubes, and you could make it as tight or loose as you wanted, and then that would kind of, was supposed to help with the cushioning. And then I know, and then I think the third year we got even a little bit better. It seemed like every year we got a little bit better helmet. And nowadays they've got a whole bunch of helmets. You can see all the different helmets that they have. They're different designs. So I think they're trying to make it safer, and they have rules about, about like head-to-head contact, or using your helmet to spear someone with your helmet, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, regardless, it's a dangerous, violent game. Yeah, and you've got 300-pound dudes falling on each other and at full speed. And these guys aren't just fat 300-pounders. These guys are fucking athletic 300-pounders. These 300-pounders. They can run 4 or 5 40s. And so you get a guy like that with that kind of weight. Yeah, it's going to be dangerous. It's a dangerous game, but they can still try to help do whatever they can to reduce the amount of brain damage. They might not help reduce the cartilage damage and tendon damage, and your ACLs, your ligament damage. But they do whatever they can with equipment. Believe me, with the advancements in all the equipment for your knees and your back and your hips and for your head. Go look at the game from the 1920s when it was just a piece of leather that they put on, that they were wearing, and basically almost no padding. Maybe a little tiny shoulder pad or a little tiny knee pad or something. Go look at the 1920s and 1930s, and you will see how equipment has advanced in the last 100 years. And I would say that it's immensely safer now. Now, of course, in the 1920s and 1930s, even the linemen were skinny. They didn't really have too many like 300 plus pound linemen, so that's evolved too. The size of the players, the speed of the players, the athletic abilities of the players is all improved also. So during that 100 years, but I didn't say they made it, completely safe, but I do think they have made advancements in equipment that, and in rule changes that doing the best they can for the type of game it is. It's a violent game, and people know that. And if they don't like it, then they shouldn't play it. Danny Pomeroy is here. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Like number 38. Thank you so much for hitting that like button. We got 36 watching, 40 thumbs up, so we are operating like good Democrats right now with a nice little surplus of thumbs ups. But if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are currently at 4,260. We're knocking on the door of 4,500. We're going to be at 4,500 before you know it. So let's keep getting that show out, pumping the show out, and getting more subscribers and more people in the chat room here. Brooklyn SJU, I'm back. Where you been, Brooklyn? Where you been? How you doing, Brooklyn? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve morning or afternoon. Now we're in the afternoon. Alrighty, Mad Max says, damn, I'm busy today with work. It's supposed to be slow on New Year's Eve, for crying out loud. End of year stuff is killing me, and I can't believe I can't slack off like the usual. No, what is it? I don't know. Yeah, Mad Max webbing is, I think I was trying to say webbing. Mad Max says, I remember those helmets, laughing out loud, just some webbing inside the plastic helmet shell. Yeah, that was the first helmet I got when I first played my first year in high school when I was a sophomore. That was my first year of playing tackle football, and it was just this webbing. I might have CTE. I don't know. I'm just skipping on down a little bit here. Did I miss 007 Kevin coming in? Yeah, there's the Troll Slayer, 007 Kevin. Thank you there for coming on in. I appreciate you. Happy New Year to you. A Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year's Eve. We're almost there. We're almost done with 2025. We are almost done. Mad Mac, leather helmets and heavy sweaters in the the olden days of football. Yeah. Big Hook, Big Hook. Remember the fridge and how he could plow through to first down? Yeah, I do remember the fridge. William the Refrigerator Perry. Yeah. Didn't want to try to tackle that guy. Danny Pomeroy says, my New Year's resolution is the same as last year when Trump interrupts my TV by a lying snake message. I turn the channel to private. John streaming on WeTube. Oh, I'm on WeTube? Okay. DPD, TJ, would you trade football for soccer if football were no longer accessible? No. You mean it's like being a fan and watching it? No, I'm not into soccer. Football's in my blood, you know. So I have no use for soccer. We used to play it at recess. It was fun at recess in elementary school. You know, it was fun, but no, I'm a football guy. I have no interest in soccer. But if you like soccer, fine, go for it. You know, it's just free country. Everyone likes what they like. Yeah, Aaron West putting down there about the channel memberships starting at $1.99 a month. And then we got the super chats. You guys did great. We did the goal, and we surpassed the goal today. So thank you so much for that. And you can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Great ways to get us going out there. And you can also support the show with the Buy Me a Coffee. You can buy me a coffee over there, or you can go to PayPal. So we got great ways of supporting the show. Some that cost a few bucks, and some that are free, like liking, subscribing, and sharing. all great ways of supporting the show. And I appreciate each and every one of you for doing whatever you do. The show would not be possible without you guys. That's for sure. For show, for show. Michael McAndrews says, I probably won't see you all till next year. That's right, yeah. Unless we see you on someone else's show tonight. I don't think Double Dan was doing a show tonight. I think he's going to watch Stranger Things with his son, I guess, at the movies. Boston Brian, I don't know. He might be on tonight. I'm not sure. I forgot if he said he was on tonight or not. He might be doing something. DPD TJ has spoken. Yes, I have spoken on the subject. Troll Slayer says, Luck Dragon, tiaras for women, hats for guys, and for toasting, I'll be giving out champagne. Well, look at you. Let's see. Did I skip something? Oh, Nola Carn says, by the way, if anyone is in Portland and sees a big dancing frog, that's my sister. Beep and say hi from Nola. That's why Mad Max says, if she comes to Seattle, I'll beat my horn at her. Luck Dragon says, I'm going to go on vacation for about 3 or 4 years, but one day you will remember me again. So by vacation for 3 or 4 years, what does that mean? Hey, John Glad's here. Always glad to see John Glad in the old driver's lounge. Thanks for coming on in. Wayne Gwain says, I played wide receiver on offense and safety on defense. That's usually the way it goes. The wide receivers usually are the safeties or corner. I was D-line and I, first string pretty much D-line. And then, of course, I had to know all the O-line. And I was like a backup O-line, but mainly defense, defensive line, tackle, sometimes nose guard. Sometimes we shift down into an old Okie defense, and I might be over the center. Oh, Petrozzi, 1920 says Diane Russell's playing tonight. That'll be awesome. Diane's great. They have the 21st Century Suffragettes is a great show, and also Diane when she does her own thing on performing and singing and playing. She's really great. So that'll be fun. To listen to Diane and bring in the new year. Wayne Goen says Boston Brian said he's on tonight, I guess is what that means. So we got Diane Russell, we got Boston Brian tonight. DPD 44, has anyone seen Political Punk lately? My God, can that man talk? He went on for almost 6 hours, although his dancing is pretty catchy. I just watched a clip of his. It wasn't live. I watched last night. I watched the clip. What was that about? No, I can't remember what it was about. But I remember watching it. But I was doing some other stuff. I was editing. I think I was putting together my intro last night. But I remember Political Punk. A clip came on. Oh, I think he was talking about. What's that, Calaveri or whatever guy? I don't know. Troll Slayer says, I'm her bartender. Well, there you go. Michael McAndrews will live, Luck. Luck Dragon says, I appreciate you guys putting up with my mental health. It's like therapy to me. Brooklyn says, I'd like to watch Johnny Million's guitar playing tonight. Oh, is Johnny Million going to be on tonight? So if he is, boy, lots to choose from. Lots to choose from. I'll be driving the cab tonight. I feel like I got like a stray hair somewhere in here. I'll be driving the cab tonight. Like I said, starting at 6 p.m., we get an extra $10 automatically. onto the fair. So instead of starting at $5.25, it'll just start at $15.25. Big Hook says he is worried about the fake AI versions of Rachel Maddow making the rounds on YouTube. Oh, you talking about Political Punk, maybe? Mr. Spot, good tips tonight, TJ. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Did I tell you guys about the $71 tip I got the other night? I'll say it again because you guys seem like you never really listen to anything I say anyhow. So I might as well just tell the story again. I took a guy to the airport. I picked him up, I think, at the Strat. And along the strip there, they break the trips to the airport are in a zone. They have these different zones, and that is the far end zone, is zone 3, and it's a $29 flat fee to take him to the airport from the Strat. So it was $29. It was a $29 fare, and then when I took him, and we had a pretty nice conversation. He's a nice guy and everything. We had a good conversation. And when I dropped him off, he gave me a $100 bill, and he said, "Keep the change." And I looked at it, and I go, "Wow, that's very generous of you." I'm like, "I appreciate that so much." I go, "Thank you so much." He goes, "Oh no, man, you deserve it." He goes, "You're a great driver and a great conversation. So and thanks for." And he goes, "Thanks," and he goes, "Thanks for listening to me," or something. I go, "Hey, no, I go, no problem, man." And I wished him a good flight. I guess he was going back to Washington D.C. On Frontier Airlines. And he did have a 3-hour layover in Denver. So I wished him a really that he have a good flight, because I know Frontier sucks. I hate Frontier. It's the most uncomfortable fucking plane I've ever been on, and to do that long of a flight, yikes. So I wished him the best. And so anyhow, that comes out to 71, if my math is correct, $71 tip. So that was nice. DPD says, "Congrats, TJ." Yeah. Mr. Spock says, "That's cool, $71, and you didn't have to do anything compromising." Yeah, no, just basically was just being myself, you know. Luck Dragon says, "I used to ride my bike for fun. Now these kids ride, is it AI motorcycle with VR glasses?" Oh, I'm too old. I don't know what the kids do these days. I don't know. Michael McAndrew says, "AI should be on the light side. Videos should have a huge AI mark at the start and along the way. Otherwise, AI is masked." It's masked. Brooklyn says, "That's great, TJ." Troll Slayer 007 says, "It's okay, bro. We've had to deal with PTSD with this crap, dinky pools, but you will be happy to know that today Jack did his deposition on Trump's crimes." Man, oh man, I really hope. So I know I keep bringing up Major Ojeda because I always listen to him. I watch his show, and almost every show he's talking about if the Democrats get elected, that all these Republicans they're going to go to jail. They're going to go to jail. We're going to have trials. We're going to have Nuremberg trials. They're going to go to jail. And I hate to be a pessimist, but every time he says that, I'm just like, I'll believe it when I see it. Because I've been hearing about Trump going to jail for 10 years now. And it seems like whoever does go to jail, Trump just pardons them or something. Or they get a slap on the wrist, like Steve Bannon and who was that other asshole that did like 2 months? I want these motherfuckers locked up for fucking decades. And so I hope it's true, but I'll believe it when I see it. DVD, I bet he was a Democrat or a progressive. I don't know. You know what? I'm trying to think in our conversation. It was pretty non-political. Yeah, it was pretty non-political. So I don't know. Dick Rich, Ojeda's got your 6 and 26. I mean, I hope he wins. But every time he talks about this, everyone's going to jail. Blah, blah. I'm just like, dude, I'll believe it when I see it. I will, I'm not holding my breath on that. Look, Dragon, it's THS, not TDS. Josh sees I gave a pizza delivery driver a $15 tip. She almost cried and said that was the best tip all night. I kind of felt bad for her after hearing that and still remember that every time I tip. I know, tips are just so cool because really, when you're doing these kind of jobs, it is the tips that make the job worthwhile. Because the money you make just off of the fare or the delivery, it really just isn't that much. It kind of just covers your expenses or whatever. So any tips you can get, that's like great. Even if I get a $2 tip or a $3 tip, I'm fucking happy. I'm elated. So if someone gives me a $5 tip or a $10 tip, or a $20 tip or a $71 tip, I even got like an $83 tip once, or 82 and change, I guess, because it was the same kind of deal. The guy gave me 100 and said keep the change, and the fare was like I think 13 change. But even just getting $2 or $3 or $5, I'm grateful for anything like that. And I've seen people when I tip people, when I tip my delivery people or I tip people, and even if you just give them, $3, 3 singles, their eyes light up. They're like, you can see how that they're happy. They're like, oh, thank you. They so tipping. And I know we have arguments, and there are valid sort of debates on tipping and how it shouldn't be on the consumer or the customer to like subsidize wages, and instead of tipping, there should just be higher wages. I understand those arguments, and they are valid, and they do, I do think it underscores how wages are too low. So I understand the thing about, how tipping, we shouldn't tip, or, and for those type of reasons. But the reality is wages are low, pay is low, and it's great to get a tip. Even if it's just $2 or $3. I mean, the $71 and the $87 tip, I've had $50 tips, I've had $57 tips. Those are great. Those are amazing. Those are awesome. But even if it's $2 or $3 or $5, I mean, it's all nice, and it's all very greatly appreciated. And so we'll figure out. I think I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, for now, and since I am in an industry that it is traditional to tip, I'm all for tipping. I'm all for tipping, and maybe somewhere down the road, we will be at a place where people don't need to rely on tips. But we're not there now. So in the meantime, tip your servers, people. Tip your servers, because, and especially waiters, waitresses, people that are on their feet, and they're humping out those orders. They're really, they deserve tips. But, anyhow. MJ Daniel from Washington, kind of reiterating what I just said, says tips should not be something people depend on to survive. They should be a way of thanks for service. Yeah, and Nick says giving a tip means you're grateful. Troll Saver says Petrozzi, the one problem was, I don't know, Alien said Jack Smith couldn't talk about anything that could hurt Trump. I could see Jack rolling his eyes like, yeah, whatever. Did you mean Elon? I don't know. Look, Dragon Mata, Make America Democracy Again. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, Petrozzi, Eileen Cannon. Oh, Eileen. Okay, Eileen. Yeah, the judge, the Trump appointed judge. Yeah. And Petrozzi says Eileen Cannon is a waste of a judge. Mr. Spock says I tipped the community rider driver some ISO oil last trip. Nothing's better than cash. It's nice. It's a nice gesture. You tip them some oil. But believe me, cash is king. Cash is king. Big Hook tips to ensure prompt service. Yeah, I know that's what it's supposed to be an acronym or whatever. Okay, guys. Happy New Year. We're almost done with 2025. I really hope somehow, some way, we have a better year next year, a better 2026. 2025 has been pretty bad. And it's because of Trump. It's because of Trump and his administration, his Nazi Gestapo administration, Stephen Miller. Every time I see that guy, I'm just like, God, this guy is straight out of 1939 Nazi Germany. One of Hitler's henchmen. 2026 might get worse in many ways. But let's do whatever we can do in our little sphere of influence. Whatever it is, if we all make the best of it in our little sphere of influence, and then you add up all those spheres of influence, it's kind of like that old shampoo commercial, that kept expanding. Then maybe we can have some good times. Maybe we can make things better in whatever way we can. So just make your sphere of influence the best you can make it. And then maybe my sphere of influence will come in contact with your sphere of influence. And maybe our two spheres of influence will come in contact with Nick Rich's sphere of influence. And then those three spheres of influence will get in contact with Wow It's Fancy's sphere of influence. And so on and so on and so on. Let's all try to do our best to make things as good as we can make them, no matter what. That's how you combat evil. That's how you combat the badness that is the Trump administration, that is MAGA, and that is the Republican Party, the party of the pedophiles. So we need to stick together, and each one of us just do our best to make our little world better and better and better, and make it to November. I'm going to operate under the assumption until I'm proven otherwise, or it's proven otherwise. I'm going to operate under the assumption that we are going to vote, and that we will have free and fair elections, and that we will have such a high turnout that we will overcome whatever cheating they try to do. That's the key, I think, is having such huge numbers that I think it makes it harder for them to cheat. Lower numbers, lower turnout makes it easier for them to cheat. Higher turnout makes it harder for them to cheat, I believe. So let's have great big giant turnouts to these elections coming up in November. And let's have a big blue nobby. Let's make it there. We've got a long way to go. We've got almost a year, 11 months before we get there, I guess. So let's do this. Let's fucking go. We can do this. So on that, I want to wish everyone a great and happy New Year. Thank you guys all for being here. Thanks for all the donos, as Riverboat Jack would say. Donos. Thanks for all the donos. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you know anyone else that hasn't subscribed or might like to subscribe, send them a link to this channel, whatever. Tell them to subscribe. That would be really, really great if you could do that. Hey, I'm not going to let Trucker John get away with without letting me in here. Hey, everybody, I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm trying to be nice. I'm on my nice behavior right now since this is New Year's Eve almost. And so I'm not going to be too cranky. I'm not going to be cranky. This is nice cookie. I'm going to be nice cookie today. So may everybody have a great New Year. But if I see any of you motherfuckers eating any cookies, I swear to God, I will go off. What is it with you guys and eating cookies? What is it? Anyhow, I'm sorry. I was trying to stay nice. I was trying, and I kind of blew it there a little bit. Have a happy New Year. Have a happy New Year. And in 2026, may you all get, I don't know, egg prices going down. I don't know, whatever it is you people eat. For God's sakes, eat more eggs and less cookies. All right? All right. That's my message for today. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great time tonight. Remember, be careful. There's lots of crazies out on the road. If you can avoid being on the roads, I would avoid it. But be extra careful. Don't drink and drive. If you're out partying tonight, call an Uber, call a cab. Why am I saying? I'm sorry, Trucker John. Call a cab. No Ubers. Well, do whatever it is you got to do. Uber, Lyft, taxi cab, city bus. Some cities have programs, like free ride homes, free whatever. Just don't drink and drive. Don't take anything and drive. Just go have a good time. Bring in the new year safely, because we want you around for 2026. So don't get behind the wheel if you're impaired. There's all kinds of ways of getting home if you're out, or just stay home and do it that way. But have a great one. Have a great New Year's Eve celebration tonight, and then let's have a great 2026. Okay, let's turn red to purple. I'm your red to purple guy. Trucker John is your purple to blue guy. I'm the red to purple guy. Let's see. Let's try to turn it at least, at the very, very least. Let's turn red districts purple and purple to blue. I'm all for having a big blue nami. Hey, man, if I could dye this beard blue, I would. But the beard gods just won't let me. They won't let me. I'm permanently purple with some silver sparkles in there. It's just a thing. I tried to dye it, and it won't let me dye. I can't. I'm stuck that way. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So anyhow, thanks for being here, guys, and I'll see you guys in 2026. I'll see you next year, as they say. See you next year. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for being here. Josh says, we demand purple eyebrows. If I could, I would. Believe me, I've thought about it, but it just won't let me. The body hair gods just won't let me do it, apparently. All right, see you guys next year. All right, hey, Cookie, Tough Cookie, Paul the Purple Beard Guy, thanks for chiming in. Appreciate you, and I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go out, Get some rides in tonight. I'll be bringing in the new year from my cab. I don't think I'm going to go live, by the way, in case everyone's wondering. I don't know. Maybe I could do a little bit of live, maybe right around midnight. I don't know. But Pacific time? Maybe. We'll see. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for if I pop in. I don't know. You just never know. All right, so the show is just over, almost over, and so now we come to the part of the show. You know what? I never did pop this up. I was gonna have this in there. We never did really do our own little separate review, did we? I was thinking about doing review, and we just started talking, but it's too late now because I gotta go. But thanks for being here for the 2025 year in review. If you didn't catch the intro, go back and watch it. I will be posting it separately. I think it came out pretty good. It's got a lot of the stuff. There's probably, I'm sure, lots of stuff that was left out. But there's only so much you can put in there. So, but yeah, I'll be posting the intro separately, like I always do. If you want to check that out, it's kind of interesting. If you see it, go ahead and click on it, give it a like, and all that kind of stuff, and maybe a share. Maybe I'll put this so I can maybe make a screenshot out of it or something later on. But yeah, so thank you for being here. And so all that's left to do is our words of wisdom. These will be the final words of wisdom for 2025. So if you've been doing writing them down for the whole year, this will give you like a whole year's worth of words of wisdom. So get your pen and paper out for the last time for 2025. For the last time to write these down. And are you guys ready? Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Oh, yes, I'm ready. Happy New Year's, guys. I'll see you guys next year. Maybe tonight from the cab. I don't know. We'll see. But today's words of wisdom are as follows. Okay, so first of all,
well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kick. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the trucker John Livestream, we're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the trucker John Livestream. No, this time to say goodbye, the show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry, we're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep, broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food and movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. In my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows, so go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? ice road is calling, so you better hurry along. Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.